Okay, so I managed to find a good reference of the slide. So here it is. As you can see, this cutout, like straight rectangular cutout over there, and there's like this thing is definitely angular, and it's not straight. So, and I guess it goes straight to this edge over there. So let's do that. First of all, let's add this cutout over there. So duplicate, cancel. Oh, I hit delete. No, duplicate. Import a box. Move it up. Set to subtract and move it down, all the way down. That's too far, I think. And actually, right, yeah, I need to tweak this part before that, because this should be this far. This should be somewhere there as well, like this. And this guy goes right somewhere there, or even further. Now let's do that angular shape just by duplicating this guy, making it shorter, and set to subtract as well, and just rotate it like this and try to fit it with that edge right over there, like this. As you can see, I just guessed the angle. I'm not trying to be super precise with it, just somewhere like there. Looks fine to me. Okay, so here's another interesting part. Like there is like this little thing over there, which can be mistreated as an extractor, but it's actually not. This thing is a indicator of the chambered barrel. I mean the chambered round, so if the round is in the chamber, over here this thing tilts up. And the extractor is actually right over there. Like this is another image of a custom slide for this gun, and it's a really good representation of the inside of the slide over here, where the striker hits the primer on the cartridge, and this is the extractor. So if someone's not familiar, what is that? So extractor is basically a thing that catches that pulls the fired cartridge, fired case back while the slide is cycling. So the slide goes back, this thing like engages the cartridge and pulls it back. And then there's another thing on the frame, which is called ejector, that hits this case and throws it out. I can't find the reference, but it's there. This is like the case ejection works with extractor and ejector. So like why this thing can be mistreated is because a lot of guns with not a lot, most of the guns use the extractor right there. Just cut it in, or it can be on the top. But in our case, this is not an extractor. So let's do this little guy over there. Let's make a cutout for it. So this time go to Maya, and I think I have it somewhere, or not. Okay, that's not a problem. Just use a new cylinder, 90 degrees, 16, be fine. Select faces, extrude, and connect those guys 2 times. 4 supporting edges, like this. And now let's go back with this one. Same thing here. Duplicate and import, crease, and let's just adjust it by size. Set to subtract. And move it down. So as you can see, I just eyeballed the length of this thing. Again, that's fine. It is somewhere there. Right there. And I can use the same form for this indicator itself. Just duplicate this guy, move it lower, set as a different object, go into solo mode, Shift D, delete those faces, go into geometry, modify topology, close holes. Yep. Now we got it. And it's a bit longer. So I guess this thing works is like when the cartridge is chambered, it just pushes this little object so it tilts up. Nothing too fancy, simple and effective. I would like to move this guy just a bit up so that it could have some room for tilting. Right there. Okay. So what else am I missing on the slide? Okay, so some small cutouts left, like here. Let's do that. Go with the box. I can use this box, just duplicate it. Move. Right there. And I think I should snap it to this side of this half cylinder. Do I have it in Maya? I think I had one. Okay, so let's export these guys. This one would be 1. This one's going to be 2. Where is it? Oh, I had that one. Okay. 2. Now the thing is to snap this face to these point there. Yeah, I was exporting here just to make it like to snap to that point. Okay, so now I have it snapped, and let's make the cutout. Should be wider. Somewhat like that. Doesn't have to be longer because we're never gonna see that part, but I will make it longer. Whoops, something's wrong. Yep, like this. Just as usual, duplicate, mirror, merge those guys together. Now I have this thing from both sides. And I need a piece of the frame to fit that part. So let's duplicate these guys and move them all the way back to the frame folder. Open it, move it in somewhere there. Now let's turn off the slide folder and adjust those guys there. Okay, I'll have to snap it again. Go to Maya because I need it to be flat with this face. And delete this, delete, you can delete everything here. Export this one as 2. Here we go. And select vertices and snap them to this. That's it. Go back. I could just move it barely to that surface and it would actually work. You won't tell the difference, but to make things 100% there, you can just snap it in Maya. This thing is not taking that much time. Right there. I don't need it further because I won't be able, you won't be able to see that. And one thing left there. Move it right there. And actually no, turn on the slide and move it to the end of there. Yeah. Okay. And one thing left is that this beveling, and I think I can just move those guys up before that beveling takes place, and it will affect those 2 guys as well. Just searching for that. Oh, you can just alt click on it, on this place, and you'll see. Right, it's over there. So select these guys and control up. Right there. And boom, you got it. Just need to move those guys just higher, like there. And here you go. Turn on the poly paint. Yep, this looks good. This looks proper. Okay, so small details left, like this rounded cutout, this hole over there, another hole over there, and that's it for the slide. So, okay. So this hole over there, the purpose of this thing is that when the slide goes back and it's fixed in this position, this lever rotates up, and this cutout allows it to rotate. So I can align this thing with like the position of the slide. So, well, you'll see right now. So how do I do that? So let's select the slide. Go all the way down and duplicate and import a cylinder. 20, freeze, and rotate it 90 degrees. And place it approximately somewhere there. Right there. Turn to subtract. Move it. Right there. So in order to check how it's going to fit, I'm going to save the scene first of all. I am going to make a Boolean mesh. Right there. Now select the slide and append it right there instead of this one, the old one. So insert this guy. This can be deleted. And what I'm going to do now is to move this guy to its position, but turn off the first slide. So move it right there, and you can see that we're not fitting. It should be matching with this cutout. That is a problem. So either the slide goes not that far back, goes right there, and fits the cylinder, or this cutout is too far. I think I'll go that the slide is going too far. And what I need to do is to move this cut a bit further. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is go back to initial slide, select this form, move it all the way down to here. right there. And right, move the slide back on its initial position. And merge it with this guy together. Right there. Now pull the slide all the way to this position. And align this guy like this. Right there. Now move the slide all the way back. Like this. And split hidden this guy. Now it's correct. And move all the way back to the slide. And set to subtract. Now it's on the proper position. And let's hide this one. And unhide the slide. Yeah. Yeah, now it's there. Well, it's not actually fitting the reference, but at least it's working on a logical level. So it can like operate, which is okay, which is enough. Because, as I said before, it's really hard to rely on photo references. There's going to be something like that, and it's okay. So at least this gun works logically. And alright, so let's go back to small cutouts that left. It's this hole and this. These two guys. So just going to check it with that reference over there. It's there. Okay, fine. So duplicate, import a cylinder, and 16 will be fine. Crease. Turn 90 degrees. Scale it down. Scale it even more. Set to subtract and move it to the correct position. As you can see here, just right above the start of the beveling. So let's do the same thing here. The bevel starts somewhere there. Let's rotate it right like this. And I think it's too wide. Yeah. Now it looks good. Okay. So here's another trick. If you have like this cylinder with messed up pivot, but you need it to be like 90 degrees, like perfectly horizontal or vertical, and you have the history of this guy, just duplicate it. Go back to one with history and just roll it back where it was straight, right there. And move it, like rotate it 90 degrees now, and you can place it perfectly in the center of the coordinates in ZBrush by hitting this house over there. Boom. And it's centered. Write this guy to subtract. And move it on the position. Somewhere there. And yep, this is how it's done. Okay, so one last thing left. Turn off the cartridge and turn off the barrel. Let's double check the reference here. So as you can see, the cutout goes all the way down. And actually, let's turn off the frame as well. And the magazine right there. So what I want to do now is to make another cut, because it's not completed right there inside. I'll have to do this. So first of all, select this guy or not. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll go with the box. I'll go with the box, and I'll have to snap it different. Sometimes, multiple times. Let's send this slide back into Maya. Import. Yes, like this. Let's do the box right there. Move it. And now let's snap those points at proper positions. Right there. And this side. Right there. I can see it. Turn on transparency, and it's, yeah, it's there. It's there. Okay, so turn off snapping, and this guy moves somewhere there. Double check with the reference. Move it lower, all the way through. Somewhat like this. And what I would like to do also is to make, okay, let's export this guy into ZBrush, go back to your subtool, and go all the way back, duplicate, import, Shift D, set to subtract. Let's just turn it off to see how it, yeah, it works exactly how I need it. Well, oh crap, almost the same. Almost exactly how I need it. Yeah, I forgot to snap those guys to this part. Yeah, like this. Now this should be good. What? Right, Shift D. Yeah. Now it's working good. And there are missing some cutouts over there, and that's why I wanted to duplicate or no, I don't need to duplicate, just move the vertices to make this cut over there. Move it somewhere. Guess it goes somewhere like this. And the rest can be done in ZBrush. Export it. Duplicate. Import. Subtract. And move. Move down. Not sure how low it should be. Guess somewhere there. I think I have another assumption that this surface is angled as well. And I think I can try to reach this result by, okay, I'll have to combine this one and this one into one mesh, because in order to do that angle I have to have control on both sides. So select this guy and export it. Same with this. Come on. Yeah. So as you can see, some crazy stuff going on in here. Should nail that out. Okay, delete this. Hide this and import those guys. 1 and 2. Let's isolate. So basically I can just edit this one to fit it with this guy. So let's select this one, center the pivot, align the pivot along this edge, move it out so that I could have these orientation there. I'm going to top view and align again. And am I doing correct? Not sure. I lost. Right, this is how it should be. Okay. So select vertices. Okay, I can just select these guys and move them all the way there. Really hope it's gonna work, because I'm not sure. What if I turn off this? Well, it should work. I think it's gonna work. Nothing else is affecting that part over there. Like this. Okay, send it back. Replace this guy. Like so. Crease. Make sure the creasing is correct. And hide this guy. Yep, looks good. Right, and so now for this angled shape, what I'm going to do is to I'm going to select these guys and move them all the way down. And just see how, oh, this creates unnecessary part over there. Why so? I know why, because this thing goes further. Okay, that's not a problem, because I have this guy over there still here. Yep. And I'm going to create an edge loop over there, and I'm going to snap it to just where? I need, yeah, to this point will be fine. Turn on snapping and snap it. Right there. Okay. Well, I did it wrong. I need to turn the edge slide on now. This should be working proper. Okay, send it back. ZBrush is auto saving. Now do the same thing again. Import. Now let's do some extra creasing as well. This part here and this part over there. Now do the same thing and see how this should be working good. Yep, this looks good. This does exactly what I need. You see that shape goes more sharp angled. So I'm not sure about the exact like angle of that thing. Looks fine. Looks somewhere there. So I'm going to turn on the poly paint and all of those guys, because I don't like this like flickering parts over there. Come on, where is it? Yeah, now it looks good. Okay, one last thing left over there is this cutout over here. Well, that's actually not the last thing, but duplicate and move with subtraction and move it lower. And shrink it. Make this thing angled. Not that much angled. Like this. And one last thing. Now I guess the last thing. Select this guy. Right, I still have this one, just delete it. I don't need this guy anymore. Duplicate this one. Scale. Scale again. Like this. Set to subtract. And do this. Select this. And move up. Move up and this way as well. Let's turn off the barrel. and this thing as well. Oh, it's not the barrel, right? It's the rod. And I also quite don't like this part over here, though it's not going to be visible, but I don't like it anyways. So let's do a couple more adjustments. Duplicate this guy, move it somewhere there. Okay, just scale it. Set to subtract and come on, unmask. And let's do some sort of like this. No, that looks bad. Delete this guy. I would select this fellow there. And I think I would just simply go like this. Select these guys and move that out lower. Yeah, that looks nicer. It does not look like on a real gun, but like just in terms of topology and geometry, it looks fine. It does not look messy or something like that. This looks fine. Okay. And now finally, like one last thing that is left. I'm actually not going to model the extractor, or should I? Okay, I'll go with the extractor as well. It's not that hard to model. So the thing I meant was the hole for the striker to hit the cartridge. So I'll use, oh, I had duplicate. Right, duplicate, I need that. So select these guys, delete hidden, geometry, modify topology, delete hidden, close holes. Now I'm just going to rotate it 180 degrees. So like this part is not going to affect our mesh. Move it all the way there. Scale it. Nope, not move, scale. Set to subtract. Move it in. Right there. And here we go. Right, okay, this one, somehow it turned to add but not subtract. Go back with the subtract. And now the slide is done. Save the scene. Let's do the extractor over there. Do I have it? The cutout? No, I don't. So let's update the scene in Maya. Boolean, make Boolean mesh, Control W and export. Here you go. Now let's just form the extractor. that is going to be somewhere there. It sticks out just a bit. Make a supporting edge there. Slide this guy in there. Just wondering if this thing is going to fit the bullet actually, because the bullet should be fitting there. And I don't have one here. So I meant the cartridge, of course. Import and move it. And yeah, it fits good. It's nice. So the extractor, you can see like visually, it touches upon the rim of the cartridge of the case and pulls it by this rim, because it actually has this kind of form. See, it's like a small hook. Like this. Right there. However, it should not stick out. Okay, that's a minor detail. Send it back to ZBrush. Go turn off the cartridge. Go into slide folder. Select the last one. Duplicate. Import. And make it a different mesh. And just now let's turn on the barrel and move it just a bit in, so it's not going to conflict with the barrel there, like so. Okay, I think it's too high. So this is the extractor. Okay, well, where's that little fellow there? He was there, but now he's gone. That's interesting. Okay, that's not a problem. He was here. Somehow I deleted it. That's not a problem. So I can actually hold Control and drag this guy out so that it's going to be in one subtool, and rotate it, push it in more. Scale it. Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. So now I guess the slide is officially done. As you can see, this is pretty complex object as well. So now let's turn on everything else. What is that? Right, it's that plate. I should put it in the frame folder. Right there. Yeah. So now, let's save the scene. Things that are left. So it's the barrel. Let's go to reference. This box for the barrel. The rifling on the barrel. And those small little guys over there. And that's pretty much it. Oh, right, and the sights. And the sights. So let's complete the barrel with the box, like that boxy shape over there. I actually have a reference of the barrel somewhere. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So now let's complete the barrel part.